right, welcome everyone. So this is Chris Shakowitz and Carl Warden, and we were talking about a fun topic, taxes, everybody's favorite. So Carl, we were talking to one of our TDCs, our tax deferral consultants, and they were saying how much they disliked Uncle Sam and how they're trying to, Uncle Sam's trying to tell you what to do. You had an interesting thought on that.
Yeah, it almost referred to him like it was their enemy, but in reality, Uncle Sam's not your enemy. He's kind of your business partner, but not in a bad way. Uncle Sam is a lot more like your dad. Old wisdom speaks few words, and oftentimes you might recall your dad saying something to you about, you need to do this or you need to do that, and you never really understood why as a kid, but later on in life, you're like, oh, now I get what he was saying. And what Uncle Sam is trying to get you to do, he's trying to get you to do certain things with your money. Basically 4 different things. Number 1, get married. Number 2, have kids. Number 3, run a business. And number 4, buy real estate. And if you really think about it from that perspective, if you follow the basic tax laws and rules and do those 4 things, you actually will save a lot more money on taxes than somebody that's, say, single, renting, W-2 employee, not saving any money. On the contrary, if you're married, 2 people working together are far stronger than 1. Having kids, bringing in more taxpayers into the economy. Homeowner, you invest in your country, you buy real estate, you build wealth. That's actually very good for the country. You run a business, you're hiring employees, you're paying them money, they're paying taxes. If you're investing in real estate, again, you're investing in your country. You're building wealth. These are all very, very healthy things for our country.
So at the end of the day, really what you're saying is the tax code's a tool. And that tool used by Congress is to direct investors how to invest in specific ways. And it incentivizes them to invest. So why? Well, just like you said, right? Americans invest in America, we the people win. If you're out there buying multifamily apartment buildings, people have a place to stay that can't afford to buy their own home. You're buying, a medical building. Well, now we got a place for doctors to be able to reside, hang up their sign, and provide medical services. So when you go driving down the street, one of the things you've said before, you go driving down the street, you look around, everything you see is owned by somebody. It's not all owned by the government, it's owned by individual investors. And those trillions of dollars of investment that have been made over time is what built this, great economy and all the infrastructure that we have. That's one of the things that makes this country great. All right, so in the rest of this course, what we're going to be doing is talking about the topics on this page. These are high-level categories of multiple different tax strategies that fall into these different buckets, and each one of these has certain strengths and weaknesses. Really the good news is you don't have to learn all of this yourself, because what we do at the end of the day is we help you by understanding what your goals are, what your assets are, and then we have the conversation about what are the different options that make sense based on what you're trying to do. So what we're going to do with the rest of this presentation is give an overview of these 6 different categories of tax strategies. And the first one, most people have heard about. It's called the 1031 exchange. The 1031 exchange actually has 3 flavors, a forward exchange, a reverse exchange, and an improvement exchange. Not everybody knows that. Also, a lot of people don't understand all the details of the 1031 exchange. What we like about it is it's simple, it's easy, and it's inexpensive. And it's easy to understand. The second category that we have is a Delaware statutory trust. Now this is essentially a securities wrapper around a piece of real estate. And there's lots of options. Somebody else manages the property instead of you. But the most important thing is it actually gives you a way to exit a 1031 exchange. And it's also an interesting tool to solve problems with the 1031 exchange. We also have something we call the special Delaware statutory trust. In the previous Delaware statutory trust, you're buying into somebody else's real estate venture. The special Delaware statutory trust actually gives you 86% cash back tax-free within about 30 to 60 days after you invest. It's a pretty powerful tool. We also have something called a deferred sales trust, which is really our most flexible solution. It allows you to earn income while not paying taxes, as well as eventually go out and buy more real estate. So we'll get into that in some more detail. And then there's a qualified opportunity zone, which essentially allows you to take the basis that you've invested in your property and separate that from the capital gain. So you're basically investing the capital gain, paying no taxes, and then the basis you can keep and put in your pocket tax-free. It's one of the few solutions that allows you to do that. And then if all else fails and we can't find some way to save on your capital gain, we have a fallback position, which we call income tax minimization. This is where we just look at the final tax bill and figure out how to knock that down as much as we can often we can do that, that income tax reduction up to 50%. So really the right option depends on your goals. And what we'll do next is start going through each one of these so you can understand a little bit more about them.